You do not need to find a new hound. The White Lady has chosen one for us. By bestowing her favor, she isolates him from those who he would call friend. His loyalty to her will drive him away from everything else. And when she rejects him, then he will be ours for the taking.
Gosh, I wish I had audio record because you were talking too fast for me to write it. You do not need to find a new champion. The White Lady.
The White Lady has chosen one for us. She has bestowed her favor on one who is unworthy. His devotion to her will drive away all others. And when she rejects him, then he will be mine for the taking.
Gosh, I can't write that fast. Unworthy.
His devotion to her
His
will drive away all others. And when she rejects him, he will then be mine for the taking.
others. Okay, is that it?
Yes, that's all I'm going to give you for this one.
That is, well, with 8 breaking through to
Yeah.
them is, yeah,
With,
I can accept that.
being able to actually hear Croatoan's voice, I think, is going to give you
Yeah.
It's a clearer vision and one where you actually heard Croatoan, so you know exactly what he's up to.
Oh, hey.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Yeah. So how does Mary react after that particular vision?
She would completely stop her horse.
Okay.
Would I notice this, I presume?
You're at the head of the column, so I'm going to have you make a perception check to see if you... Again, you're not facing her and you're kind of in your own head, so I'm going to make you make a perception check.
Absolutely
see if you
fair.
notice.
It's a 2.
I'm going to say yeah. I'll say yeah, you kind of notice it.
Okay, I would probably keep going for a little bit, but then of like kind of seeing that she's full on stopped, I think down the road a little ways, I'd just stop and hold a hand up for everyone else to stop too. And just kind of look back, waiting to see what Mary's doing.
He has been left alone. I start thinking of ways of trying to send messages to John.
Make an occult roll.
Cool. Occult. 4.
You know that he has an ability to project to you, so I mean,
would I know if a lodestone would go off when that's happening?
Oh, it would definitely go off if he projects himself to your location. Yes.
In which case, I would talk to Thomas and ask that as soon as his lodestone goes off, that he thinks John is watching, let me know, because I have something very, very, very important to tell him.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And then I continue on my merry way, but significantly more worried.
Sure. Does anyone else want to do anything before you reach the village? going to
I have a little concern now after hearing that, but I am respecting the privacy.
Sure.
I don't know if Trevor's back on, so.
Oh,
Oh, he's frozen. You're right.
Well, he's not frozen. He just doesn't have his headset on.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh yeah.
I'll post again in the chat.
yeah.
Point of clarification, I guess. My musket and pistol do not have silver shot.
Very well. Hoping he sees it in the chat.
Yep.
The next
He
step is-
saw it now. Yeah.
Okay. Because the next step was going to be I was going to like type it across the map in giant red letters. Turn your sound on. But okay.
So
Trevor,
can
let
you-
us know when you're back with us.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, you missed the first time you typed it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary ended up stopping her horse and has a strange look on her face and mumbled
Oh.
something to Thomas about.
Yeah. If John tries to astral project, and the lodestone alerts Thomas, she wants to know about it. All right.
I will just keep leading on then.
Okay. Eventually, as the sun begins to set and night begins to fall, you arrive at a village. It is the very definition of the oft cliched phrase, quiet as the grave.
We got here at night. We planned that perfectly. Great.
The fog has rolled in. Yeah. It is.
Did we notice any guards on our way here? Because we had heard that it was guarded previously.
Didn't appear to, no. Perhaps whoever was guarding it has lost
You
their
just
hair.
made it more creepy. Right there. More creepy. The guards have been taken over too.
So how big is this town?
Calling it a town would be perhaps a bit charitable. It is. It is a village. And ignore the fact that I'm reusing maps. This is not Haunted Roanoke. This is just generic Haunted Village.
Okay.
I was looking at pictures of abandoned places earlier today, so I'm already creeped out.
Can
Yeah, that was a great link, by the way. I had a lot of fun looking at that stuff.
Yeah, if you look at all of it, there was in fact a skeleton in
It
there.
gave me a number of ideas.
Yeah.
Can Graham
That's
roll?
very-
Can I roll an
Sorry.
animal handling just to make sure like my horse isn't, or if I can more like not that it's not spooked, but if I can tell if it's like sensing anything, because animals oftentimes have heightened senses for danger.
You know what? I will let you roll an empathy check, and you can take a +2 bonus because of your animal handling.
Okay, so it'll be empathy +2. It's a 2. Might
The
be
horses are definitely skittish, but you're not getting any more from the horse than you're already feeling from just the general
Mhm.
atmosphere of this place.
just gonna rub its mane in her neck and we're all in this together. Don't worry. Whatever your name is, Betsy. Actually, I
So,
used to be a
I'm
horse
suggest
doctor
we
too.
actually-
so-
I'm gonna suggest we actually walk around town, like not inside but the outskirts, to survey our surroundings before we enter the town and walk into something we will be in the middle of.
It's more like
If you wish to scout around the perimeter, you can go ahead and make a perception survival check.
I'll dismount and I'll offer to hold your horse reins too, if you want to kind of do it. Unless you're talking
thank
about
you.
all of us going. I think that.
No, I will walk around.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Why are we
Thank
splitting
you.
the party again?
Yeah, so this is, I'm sorry, survival tracking check, I guess.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah. And I'll give you a +2 bonus because of your occult.
How much? +1, +2?
+2.
1 sec.
Alright. So the village, it has this, as you're coming in on the bridge, you go back across the bridge to the outside. The village has a stream that kind of comes down from the north and circles around it. It surrounds it on 2, almost 3 sides. And as you're searching for tracks, you find nothing really on that side of the stream other than animal tracks that would go to the water. You go now to the going around to the side that doesn't have the stream. There is more tracks, more such activity. Go ahead and make an occult roll. You remember a little piece of information from your training that may be relevant to this situation.
That's interesting. And also really awkward for several other cerebral reasons that make no sense to me. Yeah, I immediately have some concerns and make my way back to the party.
Okay.
When I get
Yeah.
back to the party,
Yeah, you're back with the party. You guys are kind of on the bridge,
But-
halfway in and halfway
Before-
out of town.
While he's doing his perimeter check, would I have been able to do a minor protection of +2 defense bonus for myself? Because I have
Yes.
no idea what we're going into.
Yes, I'll allow that.
Okay.
so when I get back to the party, I look a little concerned, but also a little excited because I'm apparently a masochist when it comes to monsters. But I say that when my first pass around the axe tent, nothing really seemed off. There was nice running water, a stream of running water, which was nice. And then when I walked further away, I saw lots of other tracks. And I realized something from my history of monster hunting, that vampires don't like to cross running water.
We've
And
tangled with
there was no-
vampires before, but not in exposed to. I was about to say daylight, but I suppose we've missed our opportunity.
Yeah, we may want to come back when it's light out. Walking.
I'm going to immediately start to unload the shot from my. Actually, how do you unload a musk? You can't unload it, right? Or do you waste everything?
Honestly,
Adrian, you know more about classic firearms than I do, honestly.
so
I'll find out.
you would roll out the bullet and you would.
That's what I
yeah,
figured, but when you use the ramrod, you wedge almost like wedged paper down there.
That makes sense to me.
But
So,
I don't know if the wad of paper goes after the gunpowder and then the bullet sits on it. I think it is, in which case you can just roll the musket ball out. I will find out in a
Well,
second.
yeah, I
I
mean, I
you
don't
actually
think you
have a
would
wad
roll out.
afterwards.
Like,
Is
I-
You would have to
It-
pound it out.
quick
I don't think
question.
you would just roll out because that just seems like a terrible. You could
Design flaw.
basically never prepare your musket ahead of time because.
No,
Okay, so
you,
the
there's
ramrod
a
has
piece of-
a worm on it, which kind of like you can pull it out.
Okay. Then.
That's
you may
according
do that.
to Google.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna
Are-
say.
Can
I was gonna
vampires not
trust
go?
your knowledge of classic firearms over my own, so.
Can vampires get in houses without being invited?
Making a cult check.
I have the Collins Carlyle's Guide to Vampires, and I'm almost too lazy to read it. But
Mhm.
quick.
I'll take that
Check.
into account. Typically, no, if the residents of the house are alive.
But if the residents are vampires, then I guess they can come and go as they please.
Oh yeah, vampires can go into other vampire lairs, no problem.
So, did I happen to count how many like footprints I saw, like number of tracks that were unique?
Um, it's hard to tell how many different people, but it looks like pretty much any and all foot traffic in and out of town is going kind of at that side of town. I will say that it seems like there are, in addition to, there are different types of tracks, like, different. Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you.
That's fine.
It does look like there, any and all foot traffic is in and out of town is going from the other side of the town.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Is it specifically running water that vampires are adverse to?
Yes.
So well water.
Well, water isn't really running. It's just
Hmm.
kind of there.
Graham is
So let's take. Go
sorry.
ahead.
Graham.
No,
So I do want to unload the rifle. So it's gonna take him like probably the full 6-round type thing to do it though, because you kept almost like it's difficult to pull the bullet out from what I'm reading. So, but I would like
Okay.
to go ahead and do it unless I'm interrupted. That's just what Graham's doing, and then he's gonna load silver shot instead, and I'll mark
Alright.
that down.
Can I notice he's doing this and inform him that it doesn't make a difference whether it's silver or lead?
Sure.
How far do I get in that process?
Make a firearms check.
4.
oof.
You get pretty far in the process. I would say you're about 2 rounds worth of unloading.
So
But if you have wood, that would be a good thing to go with.
this is a
I'm
musket.
pretty sure the way muskets work, wooden bullets would just be vaporized.
Yeah,
And
I
you'd be
agree.
firing like flaming splinters at people.
That would actually be really effective for vampires. Fire and
It
wood.
would be, but I don't think you need wooden musket balls. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the explosion that fires them would also destroy them.
I think out of annoyance at the fact that he has forgotten this, because you've told him before and he's already unloaded his musket, he's just gonna put the silver bullet in. It can't hurt.
like damn Sherlock, you know.
Yeah, he's still kind of grumpy.
So, Dr. Channing, you're smart enough to realize that if wood is what's needed, you're probably the guy for that because you have your bow.
That makes sense.
I also have my.
You do.
bow.
You have your crossbow.
Yeah.
Probably you have it for situations like that, like this one.
Indeed, I do.
What is the likelihood of me having garlic?
Delicious.
You've never mentioned that you wanted to have garlic on you. Not good. That is
We
not something
call-
you would just carry.
Can I spend a style point to say I have garlic? Because I did have that vision, and vampires were one of the options for what was there.
Yeah, spend a style point. I'll say you can have some garlic on you.
Sweet. Probably should have brought that up before, so I didn't have to. But c'est la vie.
Yes, it's in a little pouch that you're wearing at your side. Your dog finds it very unpleasant with his sense of smell.
I don't
The
know.
dog has sent you at least one sort of thought that maybe the reason Silverlock stayed behind is so he wouldn't have to smell it.
I personally like the smell of garlic, but that's me.
I'm just assuming anyone with like a wolf-like sense of smell might find it a bit
Disappointing.
Pungent.
It's pungent, but yeah, it's
and again, that's just what the dog was thinking. It might be wrong. It's a dog.
Of course, the kind of things that dogs eat, you know.
Sure.
Fair.
Can I while people are getting ready, start peeling my garlic in my little baggie so I have active garlic pieces?
Sure.
I'm still not sure we should go in here at night. I do love killing monsters, but I like being alive more.
Do you think we should follow the tracks? I can put some garlic on the end of his arrows. Double the fun.
Shishka Pyre.
Garlic the end of his arrows. That's actually a really good idea. I think we should do this.
I actually think it's a good idea.
Well, the garlic isn't poisonous to vampires. It just kind of
It gives a -2 penalty to them, which could be helpful if they have to roll, defense from getting shot by garlicness.
We don't have any ways of making like a sudden burst of light, do we?
Fire.
We could make a fire. I'm almost hesitant to say we leave the village. At this point, they probably know that we're here. If we try to leave and make camp in the woods, I would rather make camp in the middle of that plaza over there with a fire.
I can make a circle of garlic.
Would that work?
A garlic circle. Sleep in the middle of it.
Loath to say it, but I kind of wish Silverlock were here.
Speaking of the devil, you suddenly, as he says that, Thomas, your lodestone, you feel it glows a little bit, like not enough that it's going to give away your position, but it also kind of tingles, like a mild electric shock.
I realize this, and I cover the light up, and I tell Mary I think we have company, and I show her the light as I'm cupping in my hand.
John, if you're listening, I saw something and you need to know about it. Croatoan is looking for a new hound. The witch wasn't able to make any progress, so he recommended. Hold on. He recommended going after who the lady has chosen because he was left behind. He thinks that the lady will leave him, and that after he's left behind, that he will be able to take him. I'm worried that your impulsiveness might put you in danger. Please stay safe. And that's what I would say. I don't know if he was even nearby, but that's what I said.
So, Mr. Silverlock, you pick up most of that, and I will let you draw your own conclusions as to whether that makes any sense to you.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Graham is like, I'll shoot him. Where is he?
Can I hear anything over the lodestone?
When you astral
No.
project, are you visible or are you just kind of fly on the wall?
I think it's more. I'm just. Yeah, I don't think anybody can see me. It's. I think of like Doctor Strange in the comics. It's like
Sure.
he's
That
there,
makes
but
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That Virginia can interact with you because she's.
She's Virginia.
I also would include trust Virginia to be able to do what she needs to do and do what you need to do yourself. I would include that.
Okay.
I would like to be looking for dry pieces of wood that maybe we can create a bonfire with, because the
Or
more
steak.
or use for steaks, I suppose. But I'm thinking more about like our survivability.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
'Cause the more I think about our idea of waiting till dawn, the more I realize we have to make it till dawn.
Yeah, that's a
I
fact.
can. I do bring up that a garlic does work to as like a essentially the same as my hold spell.
Well,
All right,
I would.
Graham, you are able to get a fire going. Nice. I'll
Okay.
give you the big roaring fire right here in the center of town where you wanted
Okay.
it.
Can I put it where my token is, like on this side?
Yeah, sure. I was just trying to drag it onto the map so I could then put
Okay,
it wherever.
perfect. Yeah. So, I will praise your garlic. Did you bring enough to cook for the whole perimeter of our campfire?
I plan to peel and spread it out around.
Okay.
I feel like that's going to be as effective as using a little bit of shot in my musket. It will
Better
not.
than nothing.
It is,
I
and so
also
is the
recommend.
light.
I also recommend that Josiah uses some garlic on the tip of his arrows.
Do not misunderstand
I
me.
would
I
say
am.
you have enough. You have enough to create a perimeter, but that's gonna
We're gonna be pretty
exhaust
tight.
the supply.
I am
Yeah.
all for all of your defenses against these, but I do not plan to sleep tonight.
Yeah. When I say create a perimeter, I mean like
9
put
squares
it on the
around.
ground and have some left to put in the fire, so the smell of it kind of.
Oh, that would be great. I
Like,
wasn't
when
even
say
sure I
create
had
a
enough of that.
perimeter, that's what I'm going to give you. So if any vampires come within that perimeter, they'll be at a penalty.
So
Graham just
sweet.
climbed into the fireplace, so
Is it?
he's dead.
How? I'm using my
Burn,
token.
burn, burn.
We can't see a fireplace, by the way.
You can't? Yes, you
I,
can.
I do.
It's right here. Is this how big the
don't-
perimeter would be?
I don't see a fireplace.
You move your
Oh, I'm
screen.
fire
Move your
pit.
token off of
Oh,
the
that's a
fireplace.
tiny fireplace. Is that like that little yellow dot?
That's not really a dot. You just zoom in and it's a
It's-
roaring fire.
Yeah,
No.
it's animated too.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna restart. I don't see it. That's
It's
disappointing.
a big fire. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I'm
It's-
restarting my
oh,
roll 20.
It fills the hex.
There we go. I see it now.
Very nice, Alan. Very nice. Good job.
Yes, it all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere.
Not nowhere. I worked hard to do this.
I would also have my dog with me.
Um, Oh, I like your shield spell token icon.
um, ugh,
I
After
will.
all its work,
there we
probably
go.
abandoned.
I will. I wish you to be. Do not misunderstand my skepticism. I am merely wanting to make sure that we all make it through the night. We are in. If this is a vampire town, then we are in the heart of their territory, and I just want to make sure we all make it through the night.
Lizzie.
Yeah. Looking at the spell, actually, for the astral form, I might actually look like a ghostly wolf. That is a.
Okay.
It says can be completely invisible or appeared as a shade or ghostly representation of the magician. The astral form may take the guise of an animal, though whose senses the magician works. But yeah,
Can the
Now,
party see the perimeter I just put up?
yeah.
yes.
I can
Yep.
see it.
Now would be a really good time to have like that group defense spell.
Yep.
Do you not have that any longer?
Oh, I never had it.
Oh, okay. You had something
I'm-
that was a group.
I was thinking about it like the first 2 games we had, and I never used it.
Okay.
And I got elemental protection instead, which is less a group, more individuals.
All right. So yeah, you guys have the perimeter. You've got the. I mean, it. You definitely. There's this strong smell of garlic about everything now. So It's up to you. Maybe that's something your characters enjoy. Maybe you're thinking your clothes will never be clean again.
I like it.
My
I'm gonna
poor
sit by
dog.
the well.
I was going to
Yeah,
say, does
I'm
the
gonna
dog
have,
stay in the circle?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say you have to make a
Oh no.
you could call it an animal handling check to get the dog to stay in the designated area. It does not want to be there. It stays, but it makes some
Whimpers.
yeah.
Very harsh whining noises.
Yes, like angry familiar noises.
Oh my God.
Or possibly just familiar angry noises. You go ahead.
And the puns just keep going on and on.
If you weren't expecting that by now, you're in the wrong place. So,
I do not want to go to sleep tonight. I will stay up
Okay.
and keep watch.
you're gonna stay up all night? I need a willpower check.
Might be foolish, but I will throw one style point in.
Okay.
That's 5, as I am adamant I do not want to be surprised or fall asleep
Okay.
or let anything happen.
Yeah, you make it. You're up all night.
I
Chewing on this.
do eventually plan to sleep.
Well, you do need to probably set up watch. I can do the first watch.
I also think that my dog's ability to keep watch with its smell will be hampered for not obvious reasons.
I'll make it clear that I don't plan on going to sleep. So if everybody wants to still do watches, they can. But I also
I'm
see the
going-
advantage of being rested.
I'm going to trust Graham because I realize rest is important, but also it'll be a very light sleep because I don't.
I
sleep
will.
very deeply.
I will wake you if something is amiss.
I will have my crossbow at my side, ready to go.
Graham might be a little paranoid right now, but
I mean, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
Yeah, a stop clock is or broken clock is
You
correct.
saying
at
that
least
makes me
2 times a
want
day.
to not go to sleep. Just
Before
a
we,
side note.
before I go to sleep, I say it's interesting how we're here and we're not being attacked. I'm wondering if they're even here. But we'll find out.
I'm gonna
Right.
say
Can I do
Graham.
a perception before I go to bed?
yes. Alright. Yeah, you definitely see there's movement in the windows. You see the flash of your fire against eyes. There's something in there. It's noticing you.
Is it similar to the vision I had?
It is very similar.
We just burn the houses down.
The eyes are not as clear as they were in the vision, but other than that, yeah.
So burn the houses down while pissing them off. I also kiss them on fire. Just saying.
I think we should do that, but during the day.
That. Like that better. Like that. Yep.
Because,
Support.
So I was actually thinking the exact same thing, but I was like, but if it's during the day? Son.
Yeah, they'll come flying out at night. Agreed. Subscribe 100%. 5 stars.
I would also keep my dog, have him stay awake.
Okay.
just as a
Okay.
visual perception.
Yep. And I
More
believe
than
as a familiar, he doesn't need to sleep anyway, so.
Excellent.
I'm also kicking myself because I deleted the Ghost Wolf token. It was just like a free one that I got from the Roll20. And now I'm like, damn it.
Why did
The
you
one that I
delete that?
never used. It's just like a free one that Roll20 gave me, and now I can't find it again.
You had one job.
Well, I actually had many jobs.
Well, isn't your resume delightful? Moving on, Adam.
All right. So, yeah, as you guys are kind of, I'll say Mary is on edge enough from seeing things that she doesn't quite get to sleep. I'm going
Well,
to
does she
allow.
tell us what she sees? Because
I would 100% tell you that there's people in the windows looking at us.
all right, then in that case, like I'm going to be on edge too. But I'm also going to be off feign to sleep to lure them out.
All right.
I'm
I'm going to
sitting.
By the
say
way.
everyone can make a perception check at this time.
Okay.
Am I still there? Because if I am, I actually can do perception.
Yes.
And once again, I don't know you're there in wolf form, right? You're still, or is it spectrally?
You may notice like a ghostly image of a wolf, but in the fog, probably not.
Okay.
I'm definitely feigning I'm asleep, which is why I rolled the 1, is because my eyes are closed. And I hear the fire.
Yeah, apparently me too.
So
I'm not interested in trying to lure them out to attack us, so I'm not feigning sleep, and I'm leaning against the
can
well
I
on
roll
the edge,
perception
but
for my dog?
yeah.
I guess that would work as long as they don't come from behind the well.
Anyone who rolled a 3, you have a faint sense of something moving towards you. Anyone who rolled higher than a 3, let me know.
Toward us?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to prepare my bow.
Yeah, I'm gonna move in and kind of crouch down, Josiah, and just make you, seeing that you are also ready, just kind of give you the nod, and you'll hear just the click of my hammer being pulled back on my musket as I'm just looking around into the darkness.
Do
So
you?
yeah, at this point I'm gonna say you guys have one kind of free round to get to ready whatever you want to ready, and then I need initiative rolls from everyone.
Okay.
One action.
Yeah, everyone gets one action to kind of ready whatever they want to ready, and then I need initiative rolls.
Can I use my action to actually move to Mary and like put a hand on her shoulder?
You may.
Okay.
And I will give you a style point for prioritizing waking up the party over grabbing a gun. That is selfless.
I'm under the
possibly-
impression I'm already holding my gun.
My dog is waking me up
Okay.
if he doesn't do that. Like,
No, it's
My
fine.
dog- my dog did
it's
roll a
fine.
3
He
and
can
my
be
dog-
holding his gun and do it, and I'll still give him the point because
I will be
the
getting
GM is a
up
merciful god.
this round and probably having harm nearby because
Okay.
I may be getting out my wooden crocheting needles,
So it
knowing
turns
that
out I didn't delete the ghost wolf. It's been here the whole time.
Do I have any wooden stick I could use, or like, do we find anything when we're looking around for wood for the fire?
You do. There's firewood. I mean, there's sticks. They're dry sticks. They're brittle. They are probably
Yeah.
not going to hold up to more than one attack.
Hey, Adam,
Okay,
as a side note, is
never
there
mind.
a reason Coco doesn't have his name visible? Is it for nefarious purposes that you have particularly planned?
No,
It's just friendly fire. It's not that nefarious.
I think
Because
I
that
only
never
made
happened.
his name visible in that one battle so that there wouldn't be friendly fire.
That was
Mhm.
after friendly fire happened.
Oh.
Is
Well,
it possible, Adam? Can I take one
Yes.
of the fire branches from the fire and toss it at the tree over here at some point to catch it on fire?
yes.
That's gonna be my action.
Okay. So hold on. I'm just fixing this so that Jeff's character is on the map.
Because also, the brighter it is, the less they're going to like it. So, big fire, less happy.
Yet not releasing vampires upon the night via their own front doors or burned
Yep.
down walls.
Only you can prevent forest fires by not throwing burning branches into trees.
It's one tree. It's not a forest. I'll plant a new one tomorrow if we survive. Damn it.
The tree is actually the thing that's actually a warding tree. You just
Burn
alert
it
it.
down.
God. That would not be okay.
Wait, is it actually a warding tree?
No, I'm screwing with you.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, I know he
"What?
was.
I did not know
he
that was a thing.
joking with us, but it's like, yeah. Come
Jeff,
on.
to the north of the party, behind
Yeah.
that grave.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Aw. Looks happy.
Do we see him?
I'll say if you rolled at least a 3 on your perception, you can kind of make out the ghostly dog form in the mist.
So my dog would inform me that that weird guy who likes to try to talk to him is over there.
Yes, I'm going to say as a mystical being itself, your dog does recognize.
Yeah, instead of having a silver lock, it has a black lock because it's sort of the.
Is it like
Yes.
inverted?
You're getting a
Because
style
yeah.
point for that. You're getting a style point for that because the GM likes that idea. It is almost a negative of him.
That's really
So-
cool, actually.
I don't know if I can say this because I'm metagaming now, but if we sense him there, can we have him go explore the houses for us and tell him what he sees and have him somehow communicate what he sees? We can't communicate because he's not. No, never mind. Okay.
And just ask yes or no questions.
Hold on, I'm taking the average on the vampire and I just added it and showing up as a 0. Why is it doing that?
Because that's
Because
fine.
That's fine with us. We are okay with this.
Of course, in some ways, I don't know why I'm rolling initiative because all I can do is sort of get
Hover.
in the way of something and just sort of, but I can't interact. And I'm guessing I can't cast spells too.
Trevor, what did you roll for? Oh, never mind.
The 3. It's on there.
He just
okay.
rolled.
I haven't rolled yet.
I'm seeing everyone's initiative from the last game because I hadn't cleared the tracker, so I was seeing people twice, and I was wondering which one I should delete.
GM troubles.
Let me actually roll my initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing a trend here.
Okay. Good news.
Oh, lots of
You all
threes.
rolled really well, and you all get to go before the vampires.
Well, that's actually bad news because they're all in their houses still. So
Well,
Oh, you guys see this ghostly wolf to the north?
That
of
just
you.
means we all get to go before it heals itself.
true.
yep. All right. So you guys, I will let you go in whatever order you choose, since you're essentially all the same. And it's not like you're acting as at cross purposes, so I'll let you go in whatever order you choose.
Do we?
So
Are we seeing anything?
Yeah. that was
I'm
my
not seeing
question.
anything on the map other than us and a
Yeah.
I think
silver
just,
wolf.
You're seeing, again, the flicker of eyes in the houses.
Oh,
kind of
okay.
the tree on fire still. The tree on fire. The whole big explosion, fire, pyromania action.
Are we seeing it
Can-
in all of the
So,
houses?
so that was your pre-battle action. I thought that's what you were going to do on your turn.
Oh,
but
is that?
yeah.
I didn't know if that actually happened. Okay, sorry.
If it's done, then yes, it can be done. Give me a
Okay.
moment, and I will set the tree on fire.
Oh, you
That way,
are.
at least we could see.
We're going to burn.
Oh wow, this is lighting it up. Okay.
Hey, we're gonna see things now. It's gonna be daytime essentially up in here, so it's fine. At least for half an hour, which will be enough for us to die or to live. We'll find out.
Watch it spread.
I will say, by setting the tree on fire, you guys, I'm not going to give you lighting-based penalties.
Great. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's I think Graham would have probably been going to grab like a stick from the fire too, but seeing what you're doing, I'm just gonna toss it back into our bonfire and just like ready my musket.
Fireball.
I'm
So
not.
now we could.
Yeah, I'm gonna just back to the fire, looking at the houses, pointing at the houses.
We're gonna see a lot more now, which is both good and bad.
Yeah, you definitely with the tree lighting things up, you definitely see the reflections in the
Do they appear more nervous now that there's more light in the courtyard?
they appear more numerous because now you can see them all.
Well, that's not the answer I was hoping for. Okay.
If we
At
need
this point,
Silverlock,
you
do we know
also
if it's Silverlock or not?
approaching from outside of the village, as if drawn by the fact that there is a giant burning.
Tree on fire.
Yeah. Jeff, I'm giving you control of these two Indians for the battle. You'll see them just north of your position. Wait for it.
There they are.
Now.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll initiative on those guys. Or just roll once because they're going to
Yeah.
act in the same turn.
Yeah.
They are low level, so I gave you two of them. All right. So who wants?
Oh,
Actually, the Indians get to go first because they rolled better than you did.
Oh.
We're not gonna house. You guys have any sugar? No. All right. Oh, you want to suck our blood? Okay, bye.
Yeah. So, from the Indians' perspective, they know this village is haunted, and there are these,
Idiots, it's okay.
yeah. They,
well,
they,
I was gonna say Europeans who apparently think camping out in it is a good idea.
yeah, it's like they start coming up, and it's like motioning you guys. You know,
Right.
and head, and head towards the bridge. It's like, so they're right in the. They're by, they're.
I point to the
Oh,
line
there-
of garlic.
Which cannot be seen because it's not. It doesn't glow in the dark. It's just.
That's true. That's true.
They can probably smell it in the air, but yeah, they're like,
This probably smells more like
Come on,
fire
and
now
take-
at this point.
I know.
but yeah, they enter motion you guys to get the hell out of Dodge because, yeah,
Now I just have that song in my head.
So we're not moving, right?
well, it's
No.
up to you if you guys are wanting to move or not. It's like,
I
No,
spent a
I
whole
think we're
garlic
gonna-
clove on this defense.
I think it's leaving will just make us like easy snacks. So
What time?
Yeah.
How long has passed? Like, is this 2 in the morning, or is this like relatively soon after we all started?
It's around. I'm gonna say it's around 11 midnight.
Okay, so we have all night still.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
showers.
Oops, wrong background music. That is the vampire's lair. That is not the battle song.
Persona, Adam. Persona.
One of these days, Aaron. One of these days. There's that one, and then there's the battle music from the South Park anime fighting song.
Quick side note: is my
Yes.
+2 minor protection still active, or is that not active anymore?
Oh, that would have worn off.
Okay.
But I will give you a point for being honest and pointing that out to me.
I wasn't sure. I figured it probably had. I probably would want to do one again,
Okay.
but it might take a while.
It might. All right. So seriously, party, you get to act in whatever order you choose. So it's your turn.
Do we see any
do.
targets? I mean,
Again,
you're saying we
in
see
the windows
eyes.
of the houses, you see the eyes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna shoot, but if the Indians are kind of running out, I'm gonna call out.
I'm
to them.
skeptical of the Indians. There are these guys walking around at night when they know the village is haunted.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, who goes there?
And yeah, they're motioning you guys to follow. That's
They're motioning for us.
They
to
don't
follow them.
speak though.
Have we ID'd Silverlock yet? Do we know for a fact that that's Silverlock?
I
I'm gonna say Meredith would, because her dog would have tipped her off.
I'm gonna ask Meredith if that's Silverlock.
as far as I'm aware, yes, it is.
I'm gonna keep my musket pointed at this Indian, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna fire.
yeah. He
Once
How
again,
does Silverlock react to this, to know that in this town of vampires, Graham is mistrustful of the Indians?
Yeah, and the Indians are probably getting a little annoyed too because,
But yes, just knowing how pro-Indian Silverlock is and how things are tense with Graham, I imagine this is not making it better. Not better.
in all honesty, Silverlock isn't here. It's not our fault.
Well,
It would have been
he's-
useful though.
Are they
He's
speaking English?
sort of here.
Indians are the Indians
The
speaking
Indians
English?
are
or
not.
they-
So
Okay,
far,
thank
they
you.
haven't said anything, and they don't speak English anyway.
I didn't think
Can I
they
try
did.
on-
So
Can I try
But they have
Algonquin?
no points in linguistics. These are like the most
Yeah.
basic, like generic from the book NPC Indians.
Can I try Algonquin?
Yeah, if you speak to them in that, they will understand.
Okay.
You are able to. I will say, if you make spend a turn, you can find the dialect of Algonquin that they speak. If you want to use your. And this is you kind of just cycling through all of the various Algonquin
Right.
languages you know.
All of a sudden, you start speaking hello in like 5 different languages,
Ugh.
trying to figure out which one they speak.
Yes, it's
Yeah, I'm more trying to figure out what I would actually say.
yeah. Please save
What
us.
are we
I'll
trying to
give you
find?
a cola.
What's our goal? What are we trying to find out here? If they're walking
who
away
are
from
they?
us, then
Well,
Like-
tell them
like-
we're surrounded.
Pardon?
Tell them we're surrounded.
All right. Yeah, that's all. I say we're surrounded by vampires. Are you suggesting that we leave?
Make a linguistics check.
Highest roll of me.
You somehow know the Algonquin word for vampire.
Nice. Nice.
Like, I was thinking, like, you might get hung up on that word, even if you know the language. That's not one you're likely
Suckers
to.
of blood.
Yes.
Drinkers
All
of
right.
blood.
So, Graham, you're up next.
I can see that Josiah is speaking with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna sidestep around him so he's more in front. I don't know if I want to just trade places, but I will be looking more in this direction now, like
Okay.
swiveling around to more. I guess this part's probably wreathed in shadow because it's the sun.
And
The
there's no
fire's
no
behind.
windows on that side of that house, so you see
Okay.
you see a stone wall.
Okay, and I'll look at the wolf for a moment, the ghostly wolf. What
Okay.
at that point can I see if it's Silverlock?
Again, you see it's a ghostly
Just a
wolf.
wolf.
The wolf is mostly silver, but it's
Mhm.
got the black streak.
Mhm.
And you've seen Silverlock's wolf form before, so yeah, you
Yeah.
can kind of tell the negative of Silverlock's wolf form.
I'm gonna shout into the night then to Silverlock. And
Okay. Thomas, you're up next.
I just have my crossbow drawn. I'm not making the actions. I'm just gonna keep my eyes open. Can I just use perception to look around more?
Go ahead.
Ha!
All of a
You-
sudden, the garlic is burning your eyes.
Yeah. Between the smoke from the tree stinging your eyes, the smell of the garlic, the fog, like you can't make out past your nose at this point.
They're this fail than a attack rolls.
So you are going to suffer a -2 penalty on all actions until you roll a satisfactory perception check on a future turn.
Son of a bitch.
And Aaron's like, why did I ask to make that check? It literally made everything worse. Mary, you're up next.
Mary is not sure what to do. She's thinking about doing some sort of elemental protection,
Okay,
but it's going to take a while to do.
sure.
Might as well start on it,
Okay.
and if I need to harm at some point, I can do that before.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do,
I'll protect myself if it kills me.
yeah, my magic roll. Since I'm doing it, target is myself. That
Mhm.
negates the -2. Do
Yes.
I get a +2 for my dog as well?
Yes.
Cool. So it's made at a +2. Wait, is there an additional minus for the ritual effect of it? Or is that -2 or -1?
No, I just take that. So right now you have 4 successes banked toward the ritual.
Yeah, but it's after I make the roll. Yeah.
So next up, this door here bursts open.
Oh.
Cool. Finally something we can shoot at.
Oh wow, they move fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they move really fast. Bye, Indian friends. Oh,
There's more of them.
Of course, they always bring freaking friends. You burned our sacred trees. Son of a bitch.
Oh no, there's more.
Yeah, they're a social bunch.
I knew we shouldn't trust the Indians.
The Indians have to do with it. They're about to get screwed like us.
Oh no. Yeah, this is bad.
Oh my god, we're dead. And this is a force.
It's almost like I told you the whole town turned into vampires. And then I did something creative, like figure out how many beds are in this town. This one jumps out of the window, so he's only going to get to use a partial move. But yeah, he literally breaks through the window and lands in a predatory stance.
Like a superhero landing, or like
Kind of, he comes down, then he comes up with his claws. He doesn't do the fist on the ground.
oh, so like a saber-tooth landing. Got it. Okay.
Yes, exactly like a saber-tooth landing. Or a Wolverine landing.
Or
I was definitely imagining Wolverine.
oh my god.
So, yes, they begin pouring out of the buildings and surging forward. Silverlock, you're up next in your wolf form. So it has to be something you can do astrally. Jeff, you're muted.
We can't hear him anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Sorry.
But it's up to you
Yeah.
and what's going on.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it says I can't interact physically with anything, which I would assume I can't cast spells through astrally, is what I'm guessing. But I can be a distraction, is how I'm guessing. So I can at least get this guy thinking that I could.
I would say you can cast spells astrally, but it would have a range. Well, are we within 100 miles?
I like that idea. Yes,
Is that
you
a
have a rate
minus?
penalty from where your body is to where your astral form is.
It's probably a
And
minus.
going to this map, we're gonna figure out what that is. Give me a second.
Spells at a within 100 miles is a -8 penalty. So
And you are, wait for it.
I was gonna say I don't.
You are within, yeah, you're within 100 miles, so you're casting it at a -8 if you want to try. That is a good call. I like
Yeah.
that. Good
I
thinking.
was I was thinking that too, but it was like on it's like yeah. Of course, my base is 9, so -8 plus a 2
Actually,
for
I'll say a -6 because you technically, even though it's a long range, you still have a visual, so that's going to negate a little bit of the penalty.
and if he's casting a spell on one of us, if he's collected any of our body parts, he's technically touching the subject, which gives him a +2.
I'm going to assume he is not walking around with your body parts.
Hair is what I meant.
yeah.
It's like, God damn it, we all lost our 11th toe.
It's like,
It was weird that we all had that in common at one point.
John is missing. Sorry, Graham is missing a leg somewhere.
little did we know that.
Little did we know that one time John turned into a wolf and dug it up because it was bones.
Or we never did establish how he did lose that leg.
During a war, right? During the war.
Honestly, a lucky human's leg is really, good for this kind of thing. So.
All right. So, Jeff, if there's anything you want to do magically, you certainly can, but it's with that penalty.
Yeah, and it's like, and I don't know, the fact that Banished Spirit can affect me, I don't know if that would even work on vampires. I don't know if
I think you tried it once before and found out it doesn't.
yeah. So it's like, it'd be hard to even do my,
There's a flaming tree that you could make grow towards them potentially.
Oh, cool.
well, oops.
The flaming branches would stake them. That'd be kind of amazing.
Because that is Nature's Embrace. I have to copy the spell. So, okay. Now let's do this. I have a movement of 6. 1. Well,
your movement doesn't matter because you're still rolling at a -6 because you are 100 miles away from.
Okay.
Or within 100 miles away from.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take 4 non-lethal to offset the penalty.
Well, where Silverlock is, he's in a trance, and Sarah just notices he just starts crying blood there for no reason whatsoever. Yeah. He's basically mentally harming himself.
And do I get the bonus for my patron or not with this?
I will say yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Okay. Well, also need a because I'm wanting the range to be more than 1, so that's let me have to flip back. Shoot, overshot it. Sorry.
Just so you know, vampires are very fast, so getting out of town would actually have been also slightly dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side note.
That's why we made the fire.
They are faster than you. And when I say you, I mean specifically Mary. They are faster than you. Maybe the others, but definitely you.
Okay.
You
In
know
fact,
what they say is you don't need to be faster than a bear, you just need to run faster than your friends.
Doesn't work with vampires, because once the vampires turn that one, there's more people chasing.
okay.
I'm just the slow friend.
What I'm doing is I'm maxing out. I'm taking 7 non-lethal. It's like I think technically I wouldn't pass out, but I'm just for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
because,
Yeah. This is your one thing.
Yeah.
And then your astral form will be banished as you essentially.
Because I'm basically trying to get all the vampires around the tree.
Okay.
because it,
So-
the 25-foot radius is a -6. So basically, I'm still at a +2 bonus because of the mentorship, but that's the only.
Yeah, so you'd have your
Uh,
patron bonus, you'd have whatever you can take from style points.
Yeah, let's burn all the style. It's like Ianins will die. Sorry.
Let's burn all the style in the fire. That's gonna go great.
Yeah.
Literally burn the style points, cast them into the fire from whence they
I
came.
love it.
Okay, so I'm at a +6. So let's see what happens.
So
With
you've
this.
negated the -6 and have gone up to a +6?
Yeah, because I'm getting her bonus. Because by going up to 7
I
non-lethal.
believe you, I'm just
Yeah,
clarifying.
Yeah,
Like,
because 7 non-lethal ends
no,
up
I
being
know
a
you know the
+6.
mechanics well enough that if you say that's what it is, I believe you.
Yeah. So 6. Okay, 10. So that hopefully that'll.
And
Get
so
sure.
you have to remind me how this.
It was a 25-foot radius. I was trying to do it on this burning tree.
Okay. And
So
now I'm
yeah.
just double checking what the penalty for the radius is.
the radius was a -6.
As a
for
side
20
note, the corner
So the
pieces.
radius was a minus. So you were at a -12 because the radius and the.
Yeah.
And then with everything put in, you raised it up to a +6.
Well, actually, it would have been +8, but that's. Yeah,
Damn.
but that's fine. It's because 7 non-lethal would be adding 14 dice.
Yep. And then you have to overcome their willpower or
It
strength.
is. Let me.
As a side note, do I need to get out of the way?
It's a grapple versus the opposed strength versus
Okay.
my magic roll.
I assume
So
you,
basically, unless they had a strength of 5, they have no chance.
Could you do it on like this section? Can you see my measuring stick?
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Cool.
trying to
Can
do
you
it
do it-
like at the center.
Don't do it at the
Um,
center because that'll get me. Either way,
well-
you're not going to get the one on the far end.
I was trying to get all the.
It'll
of
hit.
the-
It'll hit
yeah.
all of them without hitting me if you do it on the left side.
Well,
just
I think
saying.
it's only your
Yeah, I think you get to choose your target.
all enemies.
within
Yeah,
the
Good,
range.
it's
good.
all enemies. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to be
Yes.
like,
So what
the tree is
happens-
attacking me.
What you guys see is the wolf lets out a howl. The lower branches of this tree kind of reach out, almost like they're trying to grow away to escape the fire. The branches reach out, wrapping around, and then, wrapping around the vampires like vines, and then hardening and becoming stiff and wooden again. The vampires around the tree are restrained and will need
Oh,
to.
I was thinking they were going to be on fire too, but that's
well,
that's
that'd
fine
be
too.
great.
And so how this is going to work, because they would be rolling opposed to your magic roll.
Yeah.
That's going to fade in time since you've
Oh,
been
yeah.
essentially shocked back to your own body.
Yeah, going -2 each round.
Like every turn,
Yeah.
it's going to be lower and lower what they need to break free. But you've bought the party some time.
To light them all on fire before they break free.
And to chop
Not
their
a
heads
bad
off.
idea.
Chopping their heads off.
Stab
Good
them in the
idea.
heart. Stab them through
Yeah.
the heart.
Garlic arrows.
I'm not sure.
Aaron, you're just
Dr.
kind of a
Channing would
terror
know that.
tonight. That's everything okay?
How has it ever changed? I'm a fire guy in all of our games apparently.
Yeah. It's true. There was that first game where like the first thing you did was, can I Spartan kick this guy into the fireplace?
Fire
Yes,
is
you can.
universally painful for every living creature. I mean,
All right. Indians will be
Uh,
up next.
I guess the first one's going to do a total attack on, the first, the one in front of them. They're basically going to try to decimate him with the.
And the Indians know there are monsters, but they don't necessarily know anything about how to kill vampires.
Yeah, they're just trying to use their tomahawks and hacking and slashing and trying
Okay.
to, like I said, it's going to be total attacks, so that it's going to be +2. But I don't know if that's going to really end up doing any damage each time.
I would also yell taking off the head is the best way to
Yeah.
go, but not in their language.
But they're both, like I said, moving.
So go ahead and make the attack for the second one. I will say between them both, this vampire is stunned.
Great. It's trapped.
And that's about all it does, because they don't actually take damage.
Yeah. And
All right.
yelling at you guys, get out.
Dr. Channing, you're up next.
Okay. Just so that I can make sure I understand something, I would like to do a called shot to a vital area on this.
Okay. So
On
how
this
this works
vampire.
is I'm going to tell you what the penalty is, and this is going to be equal to the vampire's full defense score. So the vampire has a defense of 6, you'd be shooting at a -6. Anything you roll automatically becomes damage.
Its defense is a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go first and do a harm on it to decrease its defense?
No, not a harm.
We can do them in any order.
I did say you guys could go in any order,
Yeah.
but then you guys didn't do anything, so I started calling on you in the order I see you.
Oh, do you mind
But
if I
yes,
go first?
if you wish to go in any
I wish
order,
to go
you
first
may.
for
Yeah,
sure,
let's
and
have
just
her
do
go
a harm
first.
spell to help decrease its
We're gonna
attack, because I
be
know
-6.
that Graham's attack is going to be the most effective. I have a +2.
I don't know if it's
I'm
gonna be
just-
me. I think it's Josiah if he can.
I'm purely doing a harm spell for lowering its armor class. That's what I'm doing, and it's
As
this
I'm being
one.
ripped
Oh.
back to my body, I was like, oh no!
Sorry, I should not have done that at a +2 because of the dog. I forgot distance. So, but it's Yeah.
So the wolf has been shot. The wolf is no longer there.
Yeah.
No.
I got rid of it.
So I don't. Did you succeed in harming this vampire here?
She harmed it enough to stun it.
Oh.
I'm just
well,
knocking one success off because figuring the
the
that you
average.
didn't take would have.
Yeah,
well, if it's
So the
stunned, then-
vampire is stunned and its defense has been lowered.
that's
So
what I was hoping
this is
for.
a 4 for this
been lowered
turn.
to a 4.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's I can do that. I'll take that risk.
Unless
gonna
Graham
toss a
goes
1 in.
before you. And she
I'm
does
not
something.
gonna shoot at that one.
Okay.
All right. So
Remember, you have style points.
that's what they're there for. I'm gonna add 1 style point to this.
Okay. So you'd be rolling at a -3 penalty.
-3. Okay.
All right. So
Get it?
decapitation.
Don't think so.
Called shot against a vital area. If it exceeds the vampire's body rating, it's instantly slain. And it says exceeds, not meets. The vampire is alive.
Dang.
You
But I
shot
got
it right near the heart. The arrow is sticking out of it, but the vampire
Thomas. You
I
should
feel
have
like-
attacked too. You should have attacked too in order to
All
get
right.
me.
We have Graham and Thomas.
So,
in whatever
I'm
order
just
they
gonna
choose
take a
to go.
shot. I'm gonna shoot the the northeast one,
Okay.
and no style. Just I'm gonna dump a silver bullet into it. I'm trying to shoot for the heart, but I guess that I don't really want to call it shot, so I guess I'm just shooting at it. I guess it's
Okay.
5.
All right. You do stun the vampire, at the very least. Actually, hold on. Just double check, because I do have to qualify his defense. You don't stun him, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yep. I'll
Sweet.
then just kind of take a move action to step back, and I'll crouch down to start reloading.
Okay. Actually, this one wouldn't have been stunned either, because I... Actually, yes, it would, because of the second attack. Never mind. Thomas is up next.
Take its head off. Take its head off. Take its head off.
Well, I have 2 thoughts actually. This is I agree with that logic. Also, I can also easily go over here and take one of my bolts and just stab this guy in the heart. And
It's only effective with wooden stakes.
well,
His
there,
crossbow
or
bolts
wait.
are wooden.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that works. Perfect.
I can take them all out one by one by one. That's what I'm gonna do.
He has two thoughts. Unfortunately, one of those is, "It's a small world after all."
Before I do that, Adam, what would be the actual like attack for that? That
It would be a melee attack. I will give you. Let me just double check and get the. I'll give you the stats for a wooden stake. I know I have them in this book.
and also, just because it could be a double attack with both my hands, I can't attack two guys at once, can I? Because they're both stationary.
What's that?
Because I can use both arms to attack, I can't attack two people at once if they're stationary, right?
I mean, theoretically, if you're right next to both of them, if it were a situation where they were arranged in a way that you could do that and do like the double, like the angel
Alright.
move where you just thrust both hands out and dusts two vampires. But you're not.
Not yet.
Oh,
Nope.
Angel. It's been so long. Sorry, it took me a minute to get that reference. I'm like, Angel. Angel!
It is time to watch it again, I think.
Which, remember, this may not be Angel. Actually, in this, I think that we did the vampires turn to dust. That was just my all for one game where I let them kill the vampires and leave
Are
bodies.
any of
before
the
reminding them.
vampires blonde? That's all I want to know.
It's
Most of them are
sparkly.
these are not like the human-looking vampires. These are like the Nosferatu type.
Okay.
They're
So
bald, kind of animalistic looking. Like
none of them are
these are not
named
like your these are
God.
not like your Dracula, charismatic vampires. These are your
low charisma vampires.
Mundane Gear, page 14. All right, Aaron. So the attack with your it does not list a wooden stake.
No.
All right,
Probably
I'm
either
gonna
zero
say
or
I'm
one
gonna
of that.
say an attack with a wooden stake. I'm gonna count the wooden stake. It's a melee attack, and I'll say a +1 lethal. So it's your melee attack with a +1 added on for the weapon.
And then -1 because in general because of my -2 from my
Yeah,
Smoke.
perception.
Oh, Adam,
Yes.
I would have also put the holy water around as a ward against the vampires, so I would have used up my holy water.
Okay.
Can I put that? Can I just take that out of my inventory?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna regret this, I'm sure.
After previously going against a vampire, I would have prepared.
So,
Oh,
all right, hold on. I'm gonna have you remake that roll because I completely forgot that this is a special. So it would be, actually, it would be. I'm gonna let you mulligan this because it would be a -7 because there's a penalty for going right for the heart.
oh, even one
Um,
stab.
Actually, because he's restrained,
Yeah, I
I'll
move.
say that would give him, that would reduce his defense. I'll say it would be at a -5. So if you
What-
want to mulligan that and not do something else, or if you want to throw a bunch of style points into it, I'll let you mulligan that and re-roll.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be just whatever its body is?
Well, because he has to get past its Oh, that's true. I guess it wouldn't have any active defense. So, let's see. It would be a -4. Yeah. If you want to do that, it's a -4 penalty. And then it doesn't make a defense roll after that. It just...
I would do that if I was number -2. It's too risky. I would miss.
Well,
Going
keep in
back
mind you have your style points.
well, yeah, but
You should just light him on fire.
uh,
Or actually, you should try to kill this one because it's
Yeah.
free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it already has a minus. It's at a -2, I believe.
It's been attacked twice, so its
Yeah.
defense would normally be a 6, but is reduced down to a 2. So that one you would be attacking it with a
Three,
-3.
unless he's going for.
or I can assume with my bolt and just call that.
Or you could shoot it with the crossbow, in which case it would just be a crossbow attack at a -2.
Yeah. I'm debating. Give me a second.
So basically, you want a crossbow. You want to attack it,
Yeah, I'll do crossbow.
and then hope to do enough damage in one shot to dust it.
I'm gonna add one style point to it.
Or you could be like in the other campaign where they set it on fire and then dusted it, so it exploded into a cloud of burning dust.
It exploded again.
Like the powdered
Well, that wasn't
sugar.
a vampire. That was a mummy. And half the party was dead when they finally destroyed it. So, maybe don't follow their plan.
Hey, we survived though.
You did. All right. So you put the points in so you can reduce your penalty. Take aim. So -1. Hold on. -2 from its defense. -2. You need to put in one more point, I think, because you have a 2 penalty to your vision.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Division?
He has to redo his perception check.
No, I used a point. To
Actually, make a perception check. Because we need to see if you have a vision penalty or not.
We forgot about this.
I thought the tree had nullified that.
No, because
It
of
was
me.
0 and
Because he,
suddenly.
yeah.
As a side note,
Good,
is the
good
priest
news. So you kind of wipe away the
Soot.
soot
Yeah.
from your eyes. You're able to see. You're aiming. You're trying to go for the Robin Hood shot, figuring that bolt is near its heart. So you're using that as your guide. Fire the crossbow. It slides, shaving off a little bit of Trevor's arrow as it goes in. Goes through its heart.
So, question now.
You
Because
don't,
I
have
spent
any
a
more,
style
you don't have any more vision penalties.
but I spent a style point to do that. I use my negative.
You,
Vision.
I'm gonna say yeah. You are. You don't need to spend any additional points. You rolled the 4. That was enough to dust it,
Okay.
and we'll just move on from here.
Okay.
All right, vampire's turn. All right, so vampires, and I'm basically going to be going counterclockwise to see if any of them break free. So instead of a 10, now they need to roll an 8.
They all break free.
I'm just going to turn off the modifier prompt because I'm not modifying any of these. So anyone who rolls an 8 breaks free. It would pretty much require a perfect roll.
They're doing pretty good regardless.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm seeing it right.
It means we're probably going to have a sudden influx of vampires soon.
Yeah.
So they're all
We need to
trapped.
start coup de grace them, I think.
So
They are all remained entangled within the branches of the tree.
important future question: if I were to catch one of these guys on fire, are they close enough where they actually would all catch on fire?
You might also let them go, though.
I had that thought too.
I have an answer to that. I'm not going to share it with you.
I was going to say, I thought that was the trees that caught on fire. That's why I was one of the reasons why I had cast it on that one. But yeah,
I have an answer for that. I'm not going to give it to you.
Can I use perception? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hero.
If you
Negative.
want to roll perception, you can.
No, hell no. I learned my lesson.
But just be aware
Lower.
that the GM has thought of all of this and has an answer.
He's a lawyer. He's supposed to come up with defenses.
All right.
He's
Dr.
a rules
Channing,
lawyer.
vampire is going to have a -2 penalty because it's within the garlic zone.
And holy water zone, which is
Yeah.
technically not.
By the way, the garlic zone sounds like the awesomest or worst pizza place ever.
I was about to say, pizza, anyone?
I will go. I will go there easily.
We'll have game nights at the Garlic Zone.
Yes.
All right. So the vampire has entered the garlic zone.
Also,
Yeah,
as
it
a
definitely sounds like something to tell people before they eat pizza.
Or like an 80s movie or something. Or a
Yeah,
song.
let's meet at the garlic zone. Yeah.
holy water can be used to keep a vampire at bay, but only if the wielder is a true believer in the faith.
Yeah.
So using it as a ring, would that
Yeah.
be?
It basically, that's why I let you do it without a style point, because you really just wasted your holy water. I'm like, okay, yeah, go for it.
Got it.
So the vampire has a -2 because it's within the range. It's basically running up on Dr. Channing, jumping on his back and trying to bite him in the neck.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. Has he attacked yet?
He
Oh,
just did.
okay.
Josiah.
Josiah, do you think you can handle
Wah,
it?
wah, wah.
That's yeah. Vampires, once they bite on, they're very bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
The good news is, unless Dr. Channing totally derps, he's probably fine.
All right, here we go.
Wait for it.
Oh my god.
Oh. Don't do that!
Fine.
Totally derp.
Like, he is fine. It is a close call. He probably just feels the vampire's
The breath.
fangs about to enter the back of his neck before he kind of shrugs it off.
He feels the teeth, but not the pierce of
Yeah, it's a scratch, not a bite.
But what type of bacteria might have entered those little bugs that it keeps talking about?
Maybe that's part of the
Indians.
cause of vampirism. Maybe vampirism is entirely natural phenomenon.
Please keep this to yourself. We're busy.
That's a vampire's chewing on his neck. He's
Yeah, contemplating what's the
He's going to find out
Yeah.
in real life.
We've got to get rid of this
Yeah.
guy.
yeah. Since it seemed like just hacking at them doesn't seem to work too well. They're going to try to do a called shot.
We need to get rid of all of them.
Can,
Yeah.
can I?
A lower scalp. A lower scalp.
Yeah. So it's going to try to total attack, but try
So-
to do a
And if you wish, since I will allow you, if you wish to do it this way, instead of having them each do the attack, since it's going to be at a negative, it's a -3 because it doesn't get active defense while it's bound up.
mhm.
So it's a -3, and you need to roll higher than its body to kill it. If the second Indian wishes to, instead of attacking, provide an assist bonus of +2 to the first one, I will allow that.
And they probably would be doing total attacks too, so
Nice. Good
that
idea.
would be a net of a +1.
Yeah, so if one is doing a total attack, you would get that bonus, and the other one could give it a +2 if you choose.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think I'll do. So it's
Okay.
at a +1. There goes one head bouncing on the ground.
Yeah, so one Indian is kind of drawing the vampire's ire, the other one brings his axe down.
I was thinking one put his tomahawk in its mouth, the other.
All right, we'll do it that way. That's cool. And vampire is dusted.
Nice job.
Good job, Indians. I now have more faith in them. I would be going
The waist
next.
clear.
I would be going next, and I had a quick question.
Okay.
You can make me roll a cult for this, but would healing have a negative effect on vampires?
No, because this
Okay.
is not Final Fantasy.
Okay. That's just
But
a
yeah, I
random
would say
thought.
you'd have no reason to think it would.
Okay.
And I'm not
It's
even gonna make you roll for that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll for harm on the one that's going after Josiah.
Yeah.
And it's
They're yelling at you guys. Come
10
on,
feet
get
plus
out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, they can run faster than me. Not happening.
Yeah, Graham doesn't understand them. They're just shouting.
They're shouting and motioning you to follow them. It's like,
my attention's like totally the other way at the vampire biting my
Yeah,
friend.
That was my attack. Can my dog go and attack it as well?
Yes.
Okay. I don't
So
know what my dog's
alright.
movement is. Hold on.
Vampire only gets to apply passive defense. I will say with that, since it can only take passive defense, it is stunned.
Cool. Brawl.
However, it takes no actual damage because your harm spell just seems to stun them, and
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to really do much. I'm really just making it easier for other people to kill it.
sure.
Would I do a brawl for a claw attack on it? A brawl?
Yes. Unless there's a separate, unless I put a separate.
No, there's
claw.
brawl, stealth, and survival. And other than that, that's it.
Yeah, if there's no separate attack, it would just be a brawl.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have any bonuses or penalties. It just reduces the vampire's defense. The dog's
Exactly.
clawing at it.
oh, or is he trying to hold him, grapple him, basically grab his leg?
No, that's not what she said.
Okay.
All right, rest of the party. So Mary went first. So Josiah, Graham, Thomas, in whatever order you like.
I'm probably Josiah getting clawed. Unless he's responding first, I'm gonna try to take this guy out. And I guess I will go ahead and go. I'm gonna, like, I was about to reload my musket, but I'm gonna draw my pistol instead and just try to shove it up against its. I guess I don't want to take the penalty for a called shot.
And
What you
if your musket is not made of wood, it wouldn't help you.
what you need to do is get a wooden stick for the end of your musket.
Like a bayonet stake.
Yes.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Awesome.
Yes.
Given what we tend to face.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the fire has been creeping along the branches that have reached out to bind them and has reached the ones closest to the tree.
Good.
Okay. I wondered what that symbol was. Like, what?
I'm gonna draw my pistol and I'm gonna shoot the vampire. I'm gonna try to shoot him in the head.
Okay.
Point blank.
Yeah.
So you get +1 for that, right, Adam?
Yes, you
It's
do
been
get a
attacked
+1
already,
for
so
a
it should
pistol
have
at that
-3
range.
for that.
3.
Okay. So you've reduced the vampire's defense.
Is there a point blank crossbow bonus?
As it is a pistol crossbow and not like a larger one.
Because mine's mini, right?
Handheld?
Yeah, it's like a handheld pistol crossbow, kind of
Yeah.
like the one Porthos used in the Three Musketeers.
So
Hi.
will they
I
be
guess
ones?
so.
Awesome. That amused me.
So Graham has gone. Next up, Josiah or Thomas, in whatever order you choose.
Do I have to reload this round, or do I have multiple?
You would have to reload this round.
Damn, that's what I'm doing. Then.
All right, I'm going to turn around and pull out my pistol and attempt a called shot on its heart, its vitals. And I'm going to throw a style point into that.
Wooden stakes are what's effective in the heart.
Bring us wooden stakes then.
I
Oh,
throw
well.
you one of my crocheting needles.
All right.
These needles would be metal.
No, you said they could be made out of wood, and I
Yeah.
still have them. I never use them.
If I said it, then very well.
I was going to say back
Actually,
in that
is
time,
it knitting?
Alright.
It's the one with the 2. Is that knitting? No, it's crocheting.
Okay.
the hook is crochet, the points are or knitting. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
knitting
2
has
knitting
points.
needles.
Crochet has the hooks.
I would never be able to defend myself with them due to my inability to defend myself with physical objects, but I have them.
I guess I can step back if I don't want to use the pistol. I guess I'm gonna step back and try to called shot with my bow.
Okay.
Toss in a style point.
I'm gonna say -2. So it would be a -1 total.
-1. Okay. Golly day. All right.
That's his like the 4th attack on it or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So it doesn't do enough to insta kill it, so it isn't killed. Thomas, you are last for the party.
I'm reloading.
Okay.
Lane, shoot it. Throw your bolt at it. Throw it.
I mean,
Vampire can't do anything this turn because he's been stunned.
actually, Adam, I can't stab it and reload with the same turn, can I?
No, you are not Legolas.
He's wearing a hat. How do we know he doesn't have?
So,
But I could also just stab him, right? I forget what's the bolt. What's the? I forget which
One
one
health.
was the negative.
So if you were gonna just, it would be a melee attack with a +1 from the bolt. If you just wanted to, instead of reloading, just try to stake it with the bolt.
Yep, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Now, are you trying to do a called shot or?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stab it.
Well, if you again, it doesn't work unless you're doing the called shot. So it would be a
Oh, okay.
+1 from the bolt, and I'm gonna say, a -2 for the fact that it's a called shot.
And if they do a total attack, it's a +2, but they lose their defense. That's up to the
That's
person,
right.
though. Yeah, nobody's. The only one who's done total attacks are my Indians. So
We value our lives too much.
yeah,
Total attacks are great until
until you're attacked.
you do the one you shouldn't, and
I learned that lesson in the other game.
yes, you do.
Or you have a talent that allows you to keep your full defense all the time. It's like
So, Aaron, it would end up being a -1 with everything factored in.
Okay. I'm doing it. So essentially, it's +1 for the bolt, but the -1, so it's just a -1 in general.
Yep.
And I think you need to roll a 4 is what it is. Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, there is nothing.
and you have style points too.
Yeah, I'm just going to head add my style points to make it a +1.
Okay.
And because we think this is funny, put them in the fire. And watch me roll.
Which is
three.
funny because I always refer to it as burning style points, and then you actually put them in the fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So you pull out a bolt, kind of push past Josiah, drive it into the thing's hard, and that one is dusted.
Finally.
Only 5 left.
With an assist from everybody.
The
I'm
fire
that
has
worked.
has crept down the branches toward these ones here. So I just need to move the burning things off of them so I can access their tokens to say they
Yeah.
take damage. There's, I mean, not much damage because they're just starting to burn, but they do take damage.
I'm gonna
The only thing
replace.
we can do is shove the rest of them into the fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna shove my pistol into my belt.
However, it's also reducing the amount of strength they're going to need to break free.
And one has freed itself.
No,
No,
Where's-
that's just me having to move the token off so I can access
Oh.
their health bar.
Oh, okay.
Mary, your garlic's not working.
So I'm going to go in. I'm going to go again counterclockwise. The duration of it, so it's was it 10 minutes? Wait, it's a 6 for the ones that aren't on fire and a 4 for the ones that are.
Oh god.
So we're starting with this first guy on fire off to the side of the tree.
I would reply to Graham's remark as, if you step out of that garlic, they're going to have a better bite on you and they're not going to let go.
Don't get bitten, anybody.
Oh, son of a. These guys are good.
This one has freed himself.
Is his clothes at least on fire? I will spend a style point to say his clothes are on fire.
Is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
I will say he was not in contact with the fire for more than a turn, so no.
6 seconds of being in contact with fire will set things on fire.
Physics are defined by Adam in this game.
No, physics are defined by the word of God, which says they have to be for more than a turn.
okay, we'll have that gas tank explode in your or pop out of the ground in your own.
Alright. So this next vampire, the one to the far west of the map, is next, and he needs to roll a 6.
He will, because these guys are rolling great.
Nope.
Ah, yeah, eat it. Eat it.
Now to the south, the one on fire, he needs a 4.
Haha.
Nice.
He's burning.
Now to the one south of him, needs a 6.
That's right.
Now to the one remaining, needs a 6.
Good.
Nice.
We can handle this.
All right, we got we got lucky. Let's
Okay.
not waste our.
But this guy probably is moving.
It's
Mhm.
okay. They're going on. They're not going
Yeah,
after
so
the
he
party.
used his action to break free.
He still has movement.
We have 2 great meat shields right here.
Exactly.
Oh, it's like they don't have a target either, so they need something to come closer.
He's not moving. He's broken free. He's assessing the situation. Because he may want to try to free his comrades. He's-
No, no.
Indians are up
Sorry,
next.
Let the vampire do that.
Okay, I'm wondering. It's like they only have a movement of 5, unfortunately. And
That's
it's like,
enough to get next to one of the vampires.
well, there's a tree here, so that's.
Well,
it's-
that tree isn't going to be. Well, actually, what kind of tree is that, Adam?
We'll say it's let's see, it's in
probably an oak or a maple.
probably an oak or a maple, given where it is.
Which means
Okay.
that it probably isn't on the
Yeah.
ground brush.
However, the branches were kind of coaxed out. The low-hanging branches were kind of coaxed to grow out.
Look, it's up to you, Adam, whether or not he can get here to attack. The other one
Yeah.
can't get far
I
enough.
will say
to-
that's a diagonal, so it's a moot point.
Well, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you get here, this is a diagonal.
Oh, okay,
You're using a tomahawk. You can't. I
okay,
allow
okay,
like spears or like mounted
Okay,
bayonets.
okay,
but-
okay. That's fine. It's been one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's
Yeah. My rule is I allow diagonals if you have like a spear or a mounted bayonet or
yeah,
like a long sword or a great sword.
Yeah.
But
yeah. He'll go here, and sort of, he's sort of trying to, we're trying to coax these guys to come with us. 1, 2, and the other one will come here, and they're in a more defense position. So if they are attacked, they are fighting defensively
okay.
because it's like I said, they couldn't attack, so that's why they're getting in position. So if they are attacked, they can fight back. But yeah,
Sure. Party is next. In whatever
Right.
order they choose to go in.
Oh my goodness. My
And I keep-
screens are...
motion you guys. Come on.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We
Yes.
can.
the screen that had all of you on it is blank, so I can't mute myself or unmute myself.
Check your
I'm gonna-
cords. You probably unplugged the extra screen.
Did I? I don't know what happened. It's not important though. I just can't see your faces. I'm gonna yell at everyone to fire at probably this guy because he's probably gonna be free next,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do a harm spell on him.
Sure.
I thought that it ended up not working.
It lowers people's defense
Yeah, it counts as
Oh,
an
because
attack
it's
to
an
lower their
attack.
defense, and
and
because,
potentially knocks them out.
and because they can
Okay.
only use their passive defense, it's been pretty good at stunning them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Okay. Party on.
Due to distance, it's actually not at a +2.
Yeah.
Did that even roll? Did that roll?
I don't see it.
Okay. Let's try it again. Oh, that was lame. Anyway,
Vampire is not stunned.
no, I wouldn't be stunned by that at all. It's in no way stunning.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Next
try
up,
to
in whatever order
I-
you guys want, the rest of the party.
I have a weird question.
Okay.
What skill would you use for slingshot? Is that
Archery.
no?
So I'm going
That
to-
idea's out then.
And it's not a weird question. It's one that I actually applied to this game because Graham's son had a slingshot in his earliest appearances.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
that's probably the slingshot you're talking about.
Yep. Second weird question is what would the attack damage of a rifle butt be used as a club?
It's 2 non-lethal added onto your melee.
Okay.
Okay, so Josiah's going to fire at this guy here. Doing a called shot. And tossing his last style point in.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that's the one who's closest to you.
No, I thought we were concentrating fire on this guy.
Okay, because from
Mary.
where you are, that kind of got cover behind the, like.
All right. Okay. What the heck? I'll just.
Yeah, Mary did the first one. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Mary did the one that's on fire, but
Oh, I missed
So-
that then.
but her attacks cover isn't necessarily as much of an issue.
Nice.
So, well, hold on. I hadn't even calculated what the penalty is. So it's a -3 for it being a called shot. And then you spent your style point. You spent how many style points did you spend into that?
Just this last one, though.
Okay, so that would reduce it to a negative. You need to roll that again with a -2 penalty, because if it's a called
Okay.
shot, then he still gets
Okay.
to apply his defense.
All right. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Can I move through Mary?
It's a wide open area, so yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I am going to reach into the flames and try to pull out a flaming log.
Make
Is
a
there-
just straight up dexterity roll.
4.
I will say yes, you are able to grab and pull something out without burning yourself. Or at least not burning yourself badly enough to constitute a wound.
Okay.
So you now have a flaming torch as a weapon, which I might have the stats for in the weapon list. I may actually have like flaming torch.
Well, it'd be a club, but it also does fire damage.
No, there's actually a weapon in the game, flaming torch, and I think I put it in the. If you look in the weapons list on the handouts, I'm fairly certain it's in there because I.
Melee. torch burning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that added on to your melee. And Thomas, you're the only one left.
I'm going to reload this round.
Okay. Vampire's turn.
How long does it take you to reload your crossbow?
The last turn I stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's-
We killed it
Got enough
instead
to
of
reload and
Yeah, I opted for progression instead of just.
Okay.
stabbing.
So, at this point, I will say the fire has spread to these vampires as well.
Also, this guy's clothes are on fire now because we decided that one turn is not enough in the physics of Adam.
Again, it's not my rule, it's what the book says.
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh. Excuses.
But its combat rounds are longer than the book's rounds, so. Sorry.
There. There. Here's Cthulhu in power armor.
Mercy!
We repent. We
Suddenly,
repent.
Thomas is like, "Bye, guys. See ya."
Alright, so the vampires are once again, they're rolling in. So we're starting with the one that's over here all by himself. And he needs a 4 this time.
Yes.
He completely
Ooh.
fails and will not get to roll at all next turn.
Oh,
He's like exhausted himself trying to break free.
It's whether or not his buddy tries to help him out, but he's
That's probably the
Well,
don't give the GM ideas.
well. That's what he said last
I
turn.
said, I said he
Stop
might
talking.
try to do that.
Yeah, he
I was
might.
hoping
yeah.
you forgot.
The vampire was taking some time to think.
He might have turned around and be like, "Oh, it's him. I don't like him. I'm just gonna leave him."
So now we're going for the one closest to the burning tree. And he was needing a 4 last turn. I'm going to say, unless he completely derps, he breaks free because the distance from the spell plus the wood burning more.
Of course, he's on fire too. So yeah.
He is on fire too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He breaks free.
Burns his
Yeah.
ashes. Yeah.
And he's
So
on fire.
he is on fire.
Good for him.
He is on fire, and he takes additional damage from the fire.
Vampires on fire.
Now we're gonna go for the guy just south of him, and he needed a 6 last time, but degradation of the spell plus fire. He
Fire
needs
just started. It just started.
It's fine. It's he needs a 2. It's
It should be a 4.
I mean, keep in mind the fire just reached him, but it's been spreading along the branch the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh, now physics work out. Okay, Adam, fine.
Yeah, we see how it is.
I
So
kept
like-
telling you guys, get out of Dodge, but no, you guys have to stay in your circle.
I think
There he
yeah.
is.
Very heroic. We're heroes.
He is free, but he has suffered some
You also
damage
have
from
to
the
think
fire.
of the longer picture. It might be like 20 squares off the map, but then it's the whole world. They'll just be
And
there
finally,
still.
the last vampire. He also needs a 2.
It should be a 4.
Oh,
That's a matter for that one.
Just, yeah, it doesn't. I will admit that one did get free, but the other one should still be restrained. Just saying.
Or you give it a 50-50 chance on whether or not it's on fire.
You guys are
I'll do
gonna give
that.
it like
I
doubled
will
hit
flip.
points.
I will roll a single die. A success means the vampire is still on fire. The one that
Yeah.
the one that
This one.
you guys think
The
should still
south
be
one.
bound up.
Yeah, it should still be bound up.
Where
The
did all my
success,
dice
I
go?
will say he's on fire.
Oh,
I'm shocked.
Fine.
I'm shocked.
So the vampires have broken free. They don't have any action this turn, and they're
Except for
not
this
going
one.
to rush you if they can't attack.
well, this one does have an action.
Yeah, this
Whether
one does
it's
have
gonna-
an action, and now he's being more directly threatened.
Well, they didn't attack him. They are on guard. But yeah, it's up to you.
Does he perceive him as a threat? Yes, he does. Actually, he's gonna run around this side.
Okay.
This one.
On the
So-
other side,
Yeah, to get
If you
between us and the river, which is what I would expect.
Mm-hmm. So again, you get a bonus to your defense roll because you said they were.
Defensive. And that's what I'm
Mhm.
+2, if I'm not mistaken. Most everything's a
I
+2.
believe that is
yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not going for a bite. He's attacking with his hands, and they're claws, but they're not
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
enough to count as anything.
I bet you the Indians have a steady diet of garlic.
that tracks actually.
Ooh. So
And
Takes-
holy water.
2, but
Oh,
that
yeah.
does not stun them. So.
Yep.
So one's at 2 and the other's at 4. Okay. I
Mhm.
don't know how you want me to. I'll put it.
Oh, I'll just do
no,
it.
I'll write on the.
No, because it's not synced
Archetype.
to your character sheet. I'm just going to do it on the token itself.
Oh, okay. I just put it on the archetype. I'd put 2-4, so I kept track that way.
No, for
that's fine, yeah.
NPC tokens, I don't link the token to the health. I just have it be a number that I can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless
But
it's
that's
like a
fortunately, not
specific
enough.
person.
Not enough to stun them, so that's
All
the
right.
important thing.
Indians are up next.
Okay, well, because they are actively being attacked, they're gonna work in concert. I'll have the one that's more healthy do the total attack.
Okay.
And they're trying to do. This time it's
So
going to be harder since.
This time it is a full -6 penalty.
Yeah.
And then you can factor in your +2 for the ally, and then
Yeah, so
Anything
+4
else?
total.
Is this a
Yeah,
called
he's
shot?
doing a total attack. Total attack shot, so it's going to be a +4 bonus at -6, so a -2 total, and
hmm
yeah, it's
Yep. It's -6 for the penalty, and then figuring your bonuses for.
yeah, so +4, so yeah, -2, and he basically needs to max it out, I think, to be able to kill him.
Probably.
Oh.
And he doesn't.
Yep.
All right. Party.
Not liking our odds too much right now.
All right.
Well, in
I
fact,
can go-
I can still
I was
move.
muted, sorry.
Yeah,
Um,
this guy can still move though.
I was going to ask, who are we going after? Closest one to us or the one on fire?
Well, yeah. If
Alright.
the injured one wants to move, he can because he hasn't
Yeah.
moved.
Yeah, he has to move a 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'll move over to here because he's like trying to. Yeah.
Sure. They're trying to save these people, and these people are like, we're gonna stay in our vampire-free garlic zone.
Yeah, it's,
We got
that's
the
sort of how it
pizza.
is. It's like,
Vampire-free garlic, so.
yeah, because I have a
Adrian,
feeling that
for the YouTube of this, please commission a version of Danger Zone, except it says
Yeah.
Garlic Zone.
Yeah.
Every say
The
it.
garlic zone.
yeah, because if my one guy who's fighting the vampire dies, the other guy is crossing the river and it's like, I'm sorry, they've tried their best, or
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
it's like, oh,
Oh my
All right.
god, they killed Kenny!
All right, party. What are you guys up to?
I'm asking the group who we're going after, whether it's the one on fire or the one closest to us before
The
I do
closest
my-
one.
I would say the one on fire, because we can get rid of it faster.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah,
reach him though.
I would go with the one on fire because that's the person who has the arrows said. And I would do it at a 0. So a 4. Does that make it pass out? No, I don't think so.
Doesn't stun it.
It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to take the average on this because its body is an odd number. With whatever the average says, is what we're going with.
With my attack or with his body?
No, with body roll that I'm about to make.
Oh, okay.
So it's body roll minus his
Does-
body because it's rolling just half his defense.
Does my magic attack make it lower its
past.
So average. So it's. So let's see. We have. It doesn't exceed its stun, so it's not stunned. Okay.
Does my attack make its body its defense lowered?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we've been treating it like it does.
Okay, that's all we said no, but that's I can't remember.
Did we?
I thought
I think it's circumstantial.
If there's 5 vampires against us versus if there's just,
That accomplishes nothing.
I know, but it does make its body lower potentially.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
it makes
Because
sense.
it's
It's
defense.
spiritual.
This one has a defense penalty either from you or from the dog,
Or from the fire.
or
Or the garlic, or yeah.
that's,
The garlic
that's
one.
a good point. If the dog's attacking it when it's on fire, the dog's going to take 1 wound because it's essentially clawing and biting at someone who is engulfed in flames.
In that case, I'm not going to do that. Can we just negate that?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, if you said no, I would take it, but I would rather not, actually.
Well, sure. I will allow the dog to choose to not run up and maul someone who is engulfed in flames.
Indeed, indeed. Especially one as unappetizing as a vampire.
Yeah.
I
So,
kind of
alright,
relate
who's-
to that actually. That sounds like common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense in a role playing game. Yeah.
That's true.
Who's up next?
Yeah, like trying to get away from enemies.
No.
So, out of those 3 vampires, have any of them been attacked this turn?
Not from your perspective,
Okay.
Except for the
because you can't really detect Meredith's attacks.
Yeah, my called shots don't really work unless
Would-
it's already.
Can I
facing
soften someone
a
up for
penalty
you?
from somebody
Yeah.
else attacking it? So,
well, you can
does
do
anybody
a
else
total
want to
attack.
attack one of these?
Yeah, you don't
first?
have to go next if you want to have
Yeah.
someone else go
Because
before
Brandon
you.
told us
I'm
to-
holding a big branch. I'm about to charge. So if you want to
Okay.
see what I'm doing, I can.
I think it'd be more helpful if somebody else attacked it first,
Okay.
and then I'd have a better chance
1,
of getting it
2,
with my called
3,
shot.
It
4,
sounds like Brian's
5.
about to take a burning log and Leroy Jenkins this thing.
Perfect.
So
Yeah. And
Perfect.
so I'm
And
like
it'll probably
kind
turn
of
out like Leroy Jenkins.
just gonna try to brain it with this big fiery log.
sure.
And as I do, I'm still a little wobbly on my new leg, but you can see him picking up speed, and hopefully with an accurate swipe, 3 style points.
Da, da,
Boom,
da, da,
5.
da, da. You get it, everything in slow motion. You have your.
Wow, Graham's gotten so fast.
And given Graham's new lack of regard for his own life, I'll say grabbing a flaming log and Leroy Jenkinsing a vampire leaving the protected zone is going to net him a new style point.
I was hoping to take
So
one
this
out,
Is damage
but
from, this is damage from fire, so
Leroy Jenkins.
let's see. Vampire is going to apply a different.
You know
Alright,
the whole party
the
died.
vampire's going to take some damage from that, mostly from the fire part.
the plan's working.
All right.
But don't worry, guys. He won't catch fire because it's not been more than 1 turn.
So we have Dr. Channing and Thomas are left.
Aaron, we can only see your
I can
star,
go
by the
next.
way.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna move
He's lounging in bed, you know.
and fire at this
Aaron,
guy
everyone
with my,
can see your star.
with my
It shines brightly, my friend.
So what's the penalty on this guy now?
So that guy would, let's see, for a called shot, then remove 2 because it's been attacked, so it would be a -4.
Oh, -4. Jeez,
What? You can do a total attack that gives you 2 more dice.
There's 2 more right after him though.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that's another way.
Can
of
I give
getting
him
that.
some of my style points?
No.
I believe in you. Go.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Whatever. That's all I've got.
Yes, that looks good to me.
And
Wow.
with the, yeah, Dr. Channing runs up, draws I don't know why he had to run up if he's using a bow, but
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You
That's
didn't
not
do a
right.
modifier, yeah.
Wait a minute. That's right. I didn't put the modifier in there. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
way tired today. So
Well,
penalty was
yeah.
how much?
so the modifier is a -4, but you
-4.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
if you negate part of it, I thought you negated part of it by doing a total attack, and then
No.
What the hell? Let's do a total attack. Just, I'll do
So
my
that'd
own,
be a -2. So
my own flavor of Leroy Jenkins.
okay, yeah, I also didn't notice the lack of modifier.
We-
On the plus side, if you're using a bow,
No.
you don't have to run up on it. You could have stayed within the protected area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I will let
Here it
you
is.
mulligan that part.
You will. Thank you.
Because
so only
that's
Graham
how
gets
bows
mauled by
work.
all the
You were
vampires.
right here, I thought.
Yeah,
Well, he
that's right.
could have still
Okay.
moved. I mean,
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
I will say he would need to move here to kind of get so
Yeah.
so Graham isn't in the way, and then he can
Okay.
take his shot.
That makes sense.
All right, Thomas, you're the last one up for the party.
Just, yeah. Get
you've
there.
reloaded, right?
I have.
Yep.
Kill this, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill the one that's been attacked already.
All right, so it's a
I'm-
negative. It's a
sorry.
-2 penalty for the total attack.
I'm not. Oh, okay. Okay, we're doing that then.
Just for the record, I did not total attack.
I know.
So, whatever. Okay, so to roll total attack, I'm sorry, it's -2. But what's that actually mean for me? I'm
You
sorry.
get a +2 on your attack, but then you lose your active defense next turn. So you'd basically be
Okay.
defending with.
I don't think you have to
Get
worry
your
about that.
Body.
Yeah. All right, -2 it is.
So so. Hold on. So it's been attacked twice. No, you did it wrong.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be any penalty if you're doing a total attack.
Okay. So it'll actually roll.
Yes, just roll normal.
Okay.
This will also let you maybe not roll a 1.
Yeah, that would be good.
Once again, using kind of, it's basically illuminated by the other one being on fire. And you're a skilled monster hunter, you
I've killed 3 guys
missed
so
that
far.
one.
You're welcome for the assists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Secret
scoreboard.
is you wait
3.
until everybody else attacks.
Yeah, basically, as a
No.
trained monster hunter, you seem to be, letting the battle play out, finding the opening, and going
Yep.
for it. That actually seems that would be fitting.
Yeah.
And you're counting all of these as your kills, aren't you?
Just
I
like
totally
a
am.
Call of
Yeah,
Duty
I don't
motherboard.
care.
Mary
I'll
is
vote
also
still
saying,
count.
I did absolutely nothing. I'm just here for, sitting back, doing nothing.
Moral
Wasn't me.
support.
Vampire
Mary, you
breaks
lazy
free.
witch!
That is very rude. I take offense to that. I am not a witch.
I am leaving.
Hold on.
Oh.
let me
Vampire
pull-
breaks free. It can't attack, but it's going to put itself.
Not a witch.
Yes. Eat our meat. Go after our meat shields. They're tasty.
Remaining vampire is going to attack the Indian.
Wait, you said it couldn't do anything this next turn because it rolled
the
a
other
0.
one. This one.
You
Oh.
said it. You said it couldn't
Oh,
break free because it rolled a 0 last turn.
That
That's
was
right,
the
fine.
south one, wasn't it?
Ha!
That's fine. You're right.
Yeah.
I did say that.
Once again, Adam makes up his own physics. It can do what it wants to do.
Contradicting his own rules.
Well, it's like in all the others. It's like when they
God of
broke
War
free,
thing.
they
Or
didn't move.
fucking
But
shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it didn't, but this
Yeah.
one would have had a tactical reason to do so.
Yeah.
However,
but we'd say that the vines sort of fall away from its body as well, so it works out.
yeah. Like, again, the others, when they broke free, didn't have necessarily the tactical reason to charge in, but
Yeah.
this one would have.
It's not broken free yet.
But yes, I'm putting the binding back on it.
Well, but it's going to be gone anyways because they're basically crumbled at this.
Oh yeah,
point.
next it basically all it needed to do this round was not derp and it would have broken free,
Yeah.
but next round it'll just be free automatically.
Yeah, it derps the
Yeah.
previous round. So.
Next up, the vampire is attacking the Indian. That's not changing.
Yep.
Except it is, because it's going after the one that's already bleeding. The
Oh.
smell
yum.
of blood drawing it on. This vampire picks up a style point.
Human gravy.
He doesn't go after the one that did a total attack on him. So that's sort of good for.
Yeah, he picks up a style point. He's pursuing the
Yeah.
smell of the
Yeah.
blood, which is his
Yep.
flaws, thirst
Yeah.
for blood.
Yep.
So he's
So I
going to pick
gotta-
up a style point.
I want to
And
clarify
attack.
that Graham is not bleeding.
And he misses.
I'm actually slightly happy I haven't done a harm spell on myself because that would make me a target.
At what point on the bridge is the stream? Is it here?
Yeah, like right here, I would say is you can kind of see the water if you zoom
Okay.
in.
So these two hexes are this.
If you can get up there, one more turn should do it then.
Yeah.
Just live through
Alright.
this. No, that doesn't look too difficult.
No, don't leave us.
Don't say that.
You're our valuable allies that are also full of blood.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what they're probably going to do is get to the bridge and start sniping at that point, because it's like they tried to
Do they have
lead you
bows?
away. They have got muskets.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Graham is getting attacked by two vampires. So here's the first one.
Wow.
Told
Defense.
you. Told you.
Boom.
Just saying.
And then do I roll another one? And I haven't looked at your dice roll. I'm gonna add my
-2,
last
yeah.
style
It
point.
would be a -2
So
on the
it's
second
a
on
minus-
the second attack.
I'm
which
using-
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, I'm using my style. I'm rolling at the -1.
This
I'll
is
roll
-1.
first.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay,
One
do
second.
do your worst.
Okay,
Oh.
1 point.
Oh
It's-
no.
But yeah, the vampire manages to get his
Teeth
his
on you.
fangs onto Graham.
They
Does-
really want
Wait.
to have
He
a
only does 1
vampire
point of
fight?
damage.
Wait. If the vampire scores 3 plus success on its bite attack, it has latch.
But when I
On
s-
the
yeah,
different
what I
attacks.
mean is I don't mean it's like latched on, but it
Okay,
got its fangs into him and actually did damage.
that's
Yep.
what I'm worried about. Is Graham becoming a
Um, and
Too
Graham does not catch fire, but if the vampire is able to latch onto him next turn, then
Is the fiery one hit me? I thought it was left bottom, but is it bottom
nope,
left?
that one punched you. The fiery one was going to feed off you because
Oh,
it needs blood to keep you
great.
alive.
And as Graham remembers, after 2 turns, you catch fire. Just
Right,
to-
but it didn't latch on, so you're fine this turn.
Yeah, so this doesn't count as one of the turns.
He didn't nurse
Uh,
properly as an infant.
Yeah, you don't catch fire. You would because you made contact with fire take some damage, but you don't catch fire yourself. So add an extra 1 damage on there.
That's
just
fine.
from his
You can
burning
obviously
blood.
tell it's a guy. He doesn't know how. Never mind.
I represent that remark.
You mean you resent that remark?
Next up is the
I mean,
Indians.
yes. They're going to do. Yeah, actually, they're better off doing total attacks independently, but that's okay.
You
but
can do
no.
it however you want.
Well, it ends up being about the same, I think, because their defense would drop. the
Yeah, I
second-
just gave you the option of doing it the other way,
Yeah.
but if you want to do it 2 separate attacks, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'm going to do it 2 separate attacks.
Okay.
So the first one does a total attack. That's the one that's on the.
That's the
been
wounded
wounded.
one.
Yep.
Okay. You
Oh, well,
forgot to
oh,
factor
sorry.
in his
Yeah,
-6.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry about that.
So it would be -4 with the total attack bonus.
And in fact, yeah. Well, actually, to be honest, they couldn't kill him if they did it independently. So it's a
So,
So it's
yeah,
a
if
minus
this guy
2.
comes up behind him,
Yeah,
then they can
yeah.
attack together. That would be.
well. I would think that even where it was begin. Well, yeah. Whatever. Whatever it's needed so that they can
Yep.
do it.
So go ahead and make your attack. So it would
So
be,
it's going to be at a -2. I
would
think.
be at a -2.
Okay. Sorry about that. Oops.
It's fine. Total. The vampire thing is tricky. That's why I gave you guys the rules
Yeah.
so you can fact check me if I make a mistake.
And unfortunately, yeah, it's like we're not.
All right, party time.
But this guy's moving back to
Okay,
being onto the bridge because he's,
sure.
I'm gonna say he's close enough that he's right at that barrier that maybe.
And then at that point, I have to decide: will the vampire's aversion to running water or its desire to drink that guy's blood win
Yeah.
out?
Like I said, he's right at that edge. It's like
Sure. All right, it's party time in the garlic zone.
highway to the.
That's not getting old yet.
No.
It's
I'm
making
glad
me
I-
hungry, but it's not getting old.
I'm glad I could amuse you so with my garlic. This is the one that attacked Graham, right?
Yeah, that bit him.
Okay, I'm gonna do a non-lethal as a +2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna do a non-lethal to myself and get a +2 to a magic attack
Okay.
on that particular vampire.
And it's been on fire for quite a bit.
Yeah,
I've been rolling so bad.
it's been taking damage for
Mhm.
quite a bit.
I've been rolling very, very bad. But that would be
5.
my turn. My dog is pretty much waiting for people to come into the ring.
All right, so factoring in, let's see, it's got the defense, it max. All right, again, I'll have to take the average on its defense because it's either stunned or it's not. So this is whatever the average number says is what its defense is. And the modifier, because there's like rolling defense, it gives you passive and average, but not average passive. It is stunned.
Well, the average passive is going to be just its body.
It's stunned and
Or-
on fire.
Oh
Just
no, that's right.
As a,
it'd
as a
be
note,
half the
stunned
body.
and on fire.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
fire is a pretty potent thing in this game.
Yes, almost like setting things on fire is bad for them.
Just as a side note, were there 8 vampires that were attacking us?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
So.
All right.
Um,
Next up,
Grammar Thomas.
I'm reloading this turn.
okay.
Or Josiah.
I would like to hit the one that's on fire with the log again.
Okay, go for it.
Sorry, I have so many weapons on
If
my
he rolls a
character sheet.
0.
Here we go. 2.
He burns himself. Yeah.
Let's see. No.
And
Even
I-
if there is a penalty, no.
Can I also move? 1, 2,
Yes.
3.
Sure.
And
Thank you.
yeah, then I'm like holding my neck as I'm retreating. The flaming log is like, still in his hand.
The
Alright,
bugs are
I'm
getting
going
those
to
creatures. are
fire at this vampire here. Who
Okay.
I have no idea what the penalty should be at this point. How do, I mean,
Let's see. So. I'll give it -2.
-2, and I'm going to do a total attack this time too.
Okay, so you're rolling it just straight up normal.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Son of a...
Bowstring breaks. The arrow goes flipping away, and yeah.
I'm done.
At this point,
I walk
Josiah
away.
needs to get back.
At this point,
I walk
Josiah's
away.
like, nope.
Sorry, guys.
Going back to
I'm done.
Connecticut. Going back to Connecticut. Just
Let me
gonna-
know. Let me know when I can come in and heal everybody.
Yeah,
Josiah,
the idiots that kept telling you.
would, I would move back at this point because you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
move back
Oh, this
All
is
right.
to
bad.
the other end of the.
However, this vampire has been on fire enough; it can't keep going. It is consumed by the flames.
Yay! It wasn't Thomas.
I got that one. Actually, it was. I lit the fire. Technically, it was me.
This one is going after Graham with a punch,
Oh, you're still claiming it as yours.
and its I would say since it's attacking across the ring, it's going to take the penalty.
Do I add
Wait,
that to my defense, or
wait.
do you?
No, I'm going to add that. I'm going to subtract that from its attack.
Is
Is this
attacking across the what, Adam?
The garlic,
It-
the ring of garlic,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's
Garlic zone.
the
the
garlic,
garlic
zone.
is this a new round? Am I med penaltied or no?
No, you would have no penalties because
Okay.
yeah, it's been a full thing since you were last attacked.
and I did not put a ring on it because I liked it. Just as
Oh.
a side note.
Yeah.
The vampire trips.
Well, I'm
and
so
as
lucky.
he's lunging for Graham, he kind of just face plants when the garlic hits him.
I will spend a style point to have him face plant into garlic.
Well, it'd be the odors of yeah. So you see blisters popping on when it's
Can I
Yeah.
can I do that?
Yes, you don't even have to spend a point. I'll just let that happen. It's the same penalty. So, for narrative effect, yes, we'll let that happen. This vampire,
Is he prone? Also?
yes,
Oh
That's-
shit.
penalty from. So I'm gonna say if you want to try to cold shot him, just like stab right in the back.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be his passive defense.
I'm doing that.
but that's
This
not-
vampire is gonna try to get the Indian before he gets away.
I'll do the so my passive defense because yeah. So it's only one. So 1 point of damage, so he's down to
All right. Next up, it's the Indians. Oh, also, this vampire is now free. It's going to be able to do stuff.
Yeah. We're doing pretty good.
I'm
Just saying.
so surprised that he didn't claw me. I rolled a 1 for my defense.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
lucky.
really thought you were going to die there.
What's your armor or your body at right now? Like your health.
Me, I'm looking alright, but I'm bleeding from the neck, which is not good.
he's getting those little creatures that the good doctor keeps talking about.
Please stop it.
Jeff, you're up with the Indians.
Okay. Yeah, this one's moving. He has 5, 2, 3. Can he get to here? It's because of the bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say yes, because the vampire just bit the other one, so they're probably actually closer to the.
Yeah.
He's probably actually closer to the other side of the
Yeah.
square. So yes.
So he's doing the total attack with the assist.
Yep.
So it's -2, I believe we kept
Mhm.
saying. And then his friend's going to move back, and, unless we toast him.
Turn him into toast.
Well,
You don't.
yep. And he moves back
Okay.
be across the river because, he's like on. I've been monster bait too many times.
Yep. All right. Party in whatever order you choose.
I'm gonna stab the guy in the back.
I want to
Okay.
squish his head with the flaming log.
I can harm, and I'll go first.
Yep.
And
he's
he
pretty
can
close,
say
so
A2 Brute.
I think
I'm gonna say. Actually, because he is already prone and is gonna take the penalty. I think the situation. I think Graham should get to go first.
Okay, that's fine. I haven't clicked the button yet. We're good.
I think.
Graham or Thomas, yeah, since they're
So-
right there.
And again, the.
He didn't do any mods, so I don't know.
Oh,
That was
could I wasn't thinking about total
he's
attack.
bludgeoning it with a flaming log.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do any mods.
Okay.
I'll take the average on his passive, which is.
You did double the body, so.
No, I
it'd be-
didn't. There's a -3 modifier.
Okay.
It's body minus body, so it's negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
we're
fine.
taking the average, not the successes, so Graham does some damage to him because fire.
Fire.
I will
Thomas, you
then-
can go next.
Yeah, I want to toss the log kind of aside as it's probably getting too
All right.
much at that
So
point.
yeah, Graham whacks him and then just kind of tosses the log next to the burning tree.
Then I'll
Leave,
just, like-
leave the log on the body.
Yeah, exactly. He's hurt.
No, he said toss. I like
No.
that.
Yeah, I'm
visual.
tossing
We're
it away,
gonna
and I'm
do
kind of backing
Of
up because I know we're
course
about
you
to
do.
like just like stomp his face into the curb right now.
that. All right, Thomas, you're up next.
I'm going to attempt to stab him as a called shot.
Okay.
Attack, whatever.
So it's a called shot. It would be. He's already been attacked this turn. It's a -1,
So okay, and that's a total.
and that's
Totally.
actually if you just roll your base melee, it's a 0 because you get a +1 for the weapon and negative.
Yeah.
So just roll your base melee and we'll go with that. Just enough. So is after
Hey,
Grand
come on.
Marches, Thomas comes down, stabs him, and dusts him.
I
Oh,
killed
man.
him. I got
Guys,
the
I'm seeing a trend here, guys.
All right, Mary and Dr. Channing.
Mary sees the other Indians being attacked a lot, so I'm gonna do a harm on the one that they are attacking.
Okay.
Do they go at the beginning or at the end? Oh, they already
Beginning.
went.
Yeah, they
Oh,
went
okay.
already.
Yeah.
Okay.
They go at the end. The Indians go at the beginning. The vampires go at the end.
I'll go ahead and use some of my style points because I have some already, and oh gosh, hold on. Well, I need to double check my modifier for distance. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put 2 style points in to make it a +2. My dog is negating the
And I will say that even with the high end of his average defense, that vampire is stunned.
Just saved one of the lives of those natives.
I know, I'm a hero.
Doctor,
Don't tell anyone about it.
You want to do
Channing
anything, Doctor?
is-
Restring your bow or?
Restringing my bow.
Okay.
What do I
This
see
vampire
Graham?
down here.
What condition do I see Graham in?
Um,
Does he look like he's actively bleeding, or
neck wound, and I think some
Okay.
minor burns.
Scratch.
okay,
In game, I'm 2
Alright.
points down, so
okay,
This vampire over here, the one that's been tied up for most of the fight, he's gonna flee to the south. He's getting the hell out of here. Other vampire is stunned. It can't do anything. So
Wait,
it's
where'd
the
it go?
Indian-
It ran away.
Completely off the map.
It fled to the south. Yeah, it double its move. It got off the map.
So it went in the alley somewhere here, and
Yeah, went through this alley and it just noped out.
I should have stunned that one.
All right, Indians. The vampire is stunned, so the total attack is a
yeah.
-4.
Well, it's like the other one is like going, oh, it didn't move, so it runs up to, so they can assist.
Okay.
So it's like going, yeah, it might be suicidal, but yeah, they're
Evil monsters.
yeah. That's what we came here for.
drinkers of blood must be destroyed.
So it would be a -4, and then
Yeah,
with
yeah.
everything factored in, it's just a.
-2, yeah. And it's like,
Well, if he's total attacking, it would
Yeah.
be.
yeah,
You get +2 for the total attack. You get +2 for the
Bless you.
assist.
but
That
it's a
can't-
-6.
No, because he's stunned, so I reduced
Oh.
it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So it'd be a
it'd just be a straight up roll.
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm basically counting
Yeah.
Becca's magic as being successful if it stuns them, and
Yeah.
your first roll is a 1, so vampire's fine.
Lame.
Oh, not now. Not with a 5 attack.
Your first roll was a 1.
Yeah,
You rolled
well-
double.
Oh, sorry.
I'm taking the first
Yeah.
one.
Sorry, I didn't notice it. Double
This
dip.
vampire also nopes out, and
It's oh.
Oh,
Does
well,
it
everybody
st-
else gets an attack before.
Does it
moves.
stun ends on its turn or at the beginning of the round? On its turn.
It's
Okay.
current.
I'm
Okay.
metagaming a little bit because it's
Okay.
almost 11, and I know people have to go.
Well, it's almost midnight, but yeah.
It's only almost 9.
So you guys
Whoever
have
does that.
successfully fended off the vampires.
Nice.
I'm gonna say everyone gets participation point. danger point. I'll give you a victory point. I'll give you a role-playing point as well. 4
Hold
points.
on. I have something I want to do before the end of the game.
Okay.
I just want to pat Graham on the back and see if he's doing okay.
I'm
really
actually gonna
quick.
spin around and like pull my collar over. What is it? All right?
Looks fine to me.
All right. I'm assuming that's the healing. So
Yeah.
Graham's wounds close up. Meredith kind of checks his collar, humming to herself, and then it's like, "There's no wound. You're fine. What are you doing?"
It's gonna like itching at it. Like,
Yeah, it probably does itch.
I swore it bit me. I'm
Gwen-
gonna go over to Dr.
Gwen thinks she has
Channing.
a wound, and Meredith is like, acts like she's checking. She's like, "There's no wound here. You're fine."
There's some red blood though.
Doctor, please, I need you to look at my neck. It itches.
Come on
There's
over.
some dried blood here. Maybe the vampire spit up on you and it tried to bite you.
Come on over.
But yes, next week we will pick up. You guys will have a little time to spend if there's anything you want to do in the village before heading back to
Well, next week's Christmas Eve, so
next session, not next
Okay.
week.
sorry.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks I think we're not going to be able to play because of Christmas and New Year's Eve.
And our calendar is ridiculously booked.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to have to say we're taking 2 weeks off. This is our mid-season break. If every major TV show can survive this, so can we.
Sigh. 27
is the-
sessions though. That is impressive. So
What is the points we get for this week?
4.
4. Okay.
I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Happy New
New
Year's
spells
in
cost
advance.
how much again?